snap, 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 snap. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Oh, alright. Hold on for. Alright. I'm back. Whew. Well, that Night Wings video is not coming out for like another week or two. Still a lot of editing and, improvements to the script. So here's Throwaway Part 4. I don't know. I don't really have anything, but I guess inspiration. It's so hard to find inspiration or like motivating inspiration, something that you can just watch and then be like, you implement it into yourself or into your life choices, your lifestyle. You can watch a clip of like some football coach talking about, be better and do better things, and you gotta work hard to get what you want, but like you're not gonna genuinely implement that into your life. You're not gonna genuinely try and like watch that over and over again to keep getting that inspiration that you're just gonna lose again. So it's hard to find inspiration that sticks with you. But last night I definitely had that with Hank Green. There was this Hank Green video that I watched. Hank Green. I'm starting to get into his content because of that video. It was this video of don't follow your dreams, follow your tools, or believe in your tools. Essentially, don't just have a goal and just shoot for that goal, and everything else that could come while on the way to that goal you just disregard and don't care for. Let's say your goal is to be a big music star, and you're singing, you're practicing singing and all of this, and you go to shows, you go to concerts, you sing outside, you upload your shit to YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify and all that. But you don't you just focus in on the music. You don't even really try and get a job or other things, or really try and conversate with friends, because you're just inside learning how to use certain software programs, and singing and learning how to use certain instruments. That's using your tools, but you're just using them, or you're just using them and then just shooting for this one goal, but you're not using a tool and just trying something and then failing, and then now you have that ability or that means of doing something for another pertainable situation. Let's say me, for example. I'm trying to be a huge YouTube star, but it's not working out, which it's not. Well, it's not working out. So you know what? I say, well, YouTube failed, but now I have a more precise knowledge of editing. I know how to do a little bit of here and a little bit of there. So then I get into more editing softwares and of different things like Photoshop or Premiere, or color grading and all of this. So then I use that to try and go into advertising. So then I use that and I see a job for advertising, and I'm like, oh, well, I know how to use these tools. I'm efficient in these tools. So then I go into advertising, so then I have the skills or the tools from trying to be a YouTube star, and I'm putting them into this advertising gig, and then that advertising gig can be put into the tools from that advertising gig could be put into movies, and then I can see the process of editing movies and how certain shots come together. So then that can turn into not only me editing movies, but then seeing the writing process of movies and how like they should be structured. So then, after learning that from movies, then I can make my own movie. And then, I use the tools and skills from advertising to movies into making my own movie. And like you see, there's like those tools that I picked up from failing one thing and going to another, and if not failing that thing and then going to another, caused me to end up somewhere completely different, from YouTube to movies, or like, being, let's say I wanted to be like a basketball player, but I was getting athletic and I was, practicing frequently, but I still just couldn't make it into the NBA. I just couldn't get there. So then I still use that athleticness into something like construction. I still use that athleticness into something like construction. And then, one day I'm just digging around on the job using certain skills I have for construction into, I don't know, let's say, this is completely out of the blue. Construction, use those athletic skills to rush and save my coworker from like a falling pallet, right? Falling pallets, and then I save them. And then it's like, oh wow, I feel some good sense of saving people. So then, my athletic prowess and, connection with people, from trying to be a trying to be an NBA star to go into construction and, getting that tool of a belief system of I like helping people, then that caused me to go and be a firefighter or a policeman. And then having, let's say, a near-death experience within that line of work gives me a more appreciation of life and also how to handle serious situations. So then I'll have that need of helping people and how to handle serious situations. So then I get into politics, and then once I get into politics, with that, with that sense of values or tools, at my disposal, it makes me more caring and passionate of whatever topics in politics that I'm researching and getting into. I'm more easily connectable with the people on the streets, because as an officer, I was there near people on the streets. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, hearing that, or like getting those examples of like the tools that you acquire. Why am I so mushmouth? The tools that you acquire throughout your experiences in life that cause you to find different ventures and use stuff from previous ventures / experiences to get you to a new goal, something that you are very interested in, and something that you very much feel passionate about and good about pursuing. That like stuck with me. That stuck with me last night. And I don't know. So I don't know if I'll do this YouTube thing forever, but I think I'll definitely try and get something out of it. I love watching YouTube videos. And I love trying to have a sort of purpose that I gave to myself, of like constantly putting something out, constantly, consistently putting something out. So I definitely feel as if, I'll give this like 5 months. I'll give this 6 months. If nothing happens, then nothing happens. But I think I'll definitely use the tools here of editing and recording and, you know, chopping audios up and watching all these YouTube videos about editing and recording and certain effects that I can use. I'll definitely try and use that into future ventures for myself. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Inspiration is hard to find, but what's even harder to find than inspiration is inspiration that sticks. That's truly something hard to find. So go find that. Find an inspiration that sticks, not fast inspiration that only gets you somewhere momentarily. That's really it for me. I'll see you in the next one.
If every pork chop were perfect,
we wouldn't have hot dogs!